The King of Balti Ghazals. Ghulam Hussain Balghari. Written by Abdul Hamid. According to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, humans first satisfy their basic needs related to physiology, safety, and social affiliation before exploring their own potential and self-actualization. The story of renowned Balti Ghazal poet Ghulam Hussain of Balghar, popularly known as Hussain Balghari, is good example of this idea. Ghulam Hussain is a towering figure and revered personality in Balti literary circle. Born in 1949 in Balghar village near Kaplu, Indiana Ganj district of Gilgit-Baltistan, Hussain Balghari is widely regarded as one of the greatest Balti poets alive today. He was very young when his father passed away. Balghari was adopted by his uncle and moved to the Kargrong neighborhood in the heart of Skardu. He became very fascinated by Balti music. Despite making serious effort and his passion for singing, he failed to become a singer. However, he kept his zest for singing alive through iltanmo or musical nights with friends at his home. According to him, he has a vivid memory of using the first salary he earned from his government job to buy a harmonium. However, his failure in singing and turmoil following the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War inspired him to use Musa Hamidi Sheri as a powerful tool against the socio-economic and political injustice suffered by the people of Baltistan. His poetry voiced a blunt criticism of this injustice and earned him a notorious reputation, and some of his close friends started to avoid him and many deserted him. Despite this, he kept his affinity with music alive through his poetry and developed his own musical style. Balghari's exclusion from social activities made him an introvert and added an interesting flavor to his poetry, which touched many hearts. In time, Balghari shifted his focus from social injustice to romantic love. Romantic poetry echoed well with Balghari's loneliness to develop a unique creative synergy that was new in Balti poetic traditions. In recognition of his poetry, Balghari is popularly called the King of Balti Ghazals in the literary circle in Baltistan. Balghari has a special talent and skill over musical tone and carefully chooses each word in his poetry. Music and poetry are two faces of the same process for me, and one cannot be separate from other, he explained. All Balti speakers find his poetry melodious and pleasant despite its use of ancient and difficult Balti words and phrases. In society that generally mixes Balti with Urdu and Hindi ghazals, Balghari has taken the more difficult path of creating own rhythms for his poetry. As a result, his ghazals are heart-rendering and singers find it much easier to sing pure Balti ghazals. In fact, Balghari has developed close relations with many Balti musicians around the world, especially singers who lend their voice to his melodious compositions. Alan Moore said, "I think that we need mythology. We need a bedrock of story and legend in order to live our lives coherently."
te podomene Sonne nostro collar sono pena di se te podomene